Shirley, are you really the independent journalist that we thought or assumed that we would be? Or are you just another proxy for the Trump administration to use you? We'll wait and see. Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all will like this video. Hope you subscribe to this channel. Hope you share this video to other people so they can see this video. And let's get into it. You might be thinking, who the heck am I talking about? I'm talking about Nick Shirley. You might be thinking, who is he? Well, Nick Shirley is a quote-unquote independent journalist that is being used in probably the most racist ways that I can describe it without actually being racist. So this is the person I am talking about, Nick Shirley. And he is one hell of a dude, in the worst way possible. Because I want you to take a look at his videos right here. I investigated Minnesota's billion-dollar fraud scandal. That is a lie. It was $250 million. It's not even 30% of it. Just a quarter of it. Muslim versus Christians. Inside the Muslim versus Christian battle growing in America. Again, Muslims and Christians are part of the Abrahamic religions, where alongside Judaism, those three are connected to Abraham. So we really can't have a divide on that. Get out, fascists. Asking Americans about the current state of America. You'll get different opinions. Scammers got iced. Canal Street behind the scenes plus uncensored video. Yeah, there are a lot of scammers in New York City. But I think the key takeaway is to just not interact with them. Scammers got iced. Confronting the deported migrant scammers in New York City. Some of them actually have citizenship. Socialism will destroy the West. And it shows some North Korean woman who escaped North Korea talked about how socialism will destroy the Western world. One problem. She came from a country where it's not even socialism. It's basically cult. It's basically a cult where you have to believe that the Kim family is God. Do I believe in that? No. Will most socialists believe in that? No. Are all socialists against North Korea? Most likely, yes. So that's proven false. America versus Islam. Dearborn, Michigan has fallen. Christians and Muslims battle. I have family over there. Dearborn has not fallen. So it's again propaganda. Migrants have taken Paris. Inside Paris, dangerous migrant crisis. You couldn't even have proper English when it comes to the grammar, even though you're American. Chill out, Lady Gaga. Full debate with DC protesters. Members only. This girl isn't even Lady Gaga. Confronting U.S. senators. Exposing how Democrats and Republicans are incapable to work together. It's not just senators. It's also the representatives in the House. They're unwilling to work together. Everything will be free. Asking New Yorkers if they will vote for a communist. No, it's a democratic socialist. Zohar Mamdani has my back. Then real Portland. Extended members only. Antifa, fentanyl crisis. Portland continues to fall. Antifa plus fentanyl crisis? Bro, this guy is so American that he can't even spell fentanyl correctly. That's how effed up this stuff is. Antifa lost the war. Portland continues to fall. Antifa is dismantled. Antifa is a decentralized organization, so I got no idea what you're saying. ICE breaks into New York City. Inside a New York City ICE raid operation. Never saw ICE patrolling New York City. Uncensored early New York City ICE raids. Members only. Wouldn't want to watch that. Protesters versus ICE. Chicago erupts. Protesters and ICE deploy on city. Yes, ICE were the aggressors. Immigration and Customs were the aggressors in Chicago. Chicago is chaos. Early members only. Early Chicago ICE battlegrounds. Members only. If I would go to Chicago, I wouldn't battle with ICE. There wouldn't be a battle. It would be calm over there. I would enjoy my time just looking at Lake Michigan and maybe even looking at the Chicago skyline. My White House speech. Nick Shirley briefs President Trump at the White House. That's how you know this shit is effed up. Because you know that you might be thinking, oh, I'm an independent journalist. Okay, so then why are you saying to President Trump he is the greatest president ever? Proved my point. Brits are ready to fight. The man leading the UK revolution. The Tommy Robinson interview. This is not a revolution. Do I see people rise up in arms like how Lenin spearheaded the Russians to exit the war? Nope. Do I hear Mao spearheading the Chinese to lead and rise up against the nationalist government in the Kuomintang in 1927? Nope. Do I see the Minutemen killing the British soldiers at Lexington and Concord on April 19, 1775? Nope. So this is not even a revolution. It's just a simple protest. Early Tommy Robinson interview. Early first 10 minutes of exclusive Tommy Robinson interview. Members only. Not watching that. Antifa versus the feds. Portland has fallen. Antifa take control of city. I think everybody over there is to be sure and to be protected that, and to be said that Antifa is a decentralized organization. We cannot call Antifa a terrorist organization. Have I ever heard of Antifa killing a lot of people? No. Is it MAGA? No. MAGA is separate from Antifa. MAGA is a political cult. Antifa is a decentralized organization. So no. Portland Antifa. Early members only. Early. Portland Antifa protest. Okay. Update. He got deported. Don't expose our scam. I confronted dangerous migrant scammers in New York City. You just copied off of Tyler Oliveira. Early members only. Early confronting illegal migrant scammers in New York City. Again, you're copying Tyler Oliveira. Paris has fallen. Antifa riots take over the streets. Antifa doesn't exist in Paris. Paris riots early. Members only. Didn't see a protest in Paris. The UK revolution has started. Brits want their country back. No. The Brits that are fighting to get their country back are the ones who believe that Muslims should be deported just because of their religion or just because of their ethnicity. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk, an American martyr. Kirk is not a martyr. He is not a martyr. He's just another person who is up to God. God will decide whether or not if Charlie Kirk is going to go to heaven or hell. Hope Charlie Kirk goes to heaven, but I would not call Charlie Kirk a martyr because he hasn't served the American people. Chicago is a field. I spent a day with Chicago's most dangerous gangsters. Wow. They're not dangerous at all. Epstein's neighbor. Asking the people the truth about the Epstein files. Interviewing Epstein's neighbors. Are we really going to look at the truth of that? Ain't no way this happened to me in New York City. What happened to you? I don't care. Catching wanted fugitives in D.C. with the feds. Okay, who are the fugitives? Attorney General Pam Bondi interview. Early members only. Damn. Not only you decided to talk with President Trump, but you decided to talk with Pam Bondi, probably the stupidest attorney general I think I've ever seen. She can't even do her job correctly. Feds take over D.C. Inside Trump's federal takeover In D.C., protesters versus feds. The protesters won. Feds were gone. Lawless favelas. Favelas Semblé. Inside Brazil's dangerous favelas with Brazil's famous rappers. I think the favelas will be really cool to visit. I infiltrated Rio, Brazil's most dangerous gang. You could have just put Rio. You couldn't. You shouldn't have Brazil. Everyone is on crack. Cracolandia. Inside the world's largest city of zombies. Cracolandia. Don't call them zombies. Islam will overtake the world, not just the USA. Inside the Somalia capital of America. Wow. I never would believe that this guy is an Islamophobe. Now here I am believing that this guy is an Islamophobe. Mexico erupts. Anti-American protesters attack U.S. migrants. Are we really kidding me? Are we really kidding? Are we actually kidding? New York City will become the next London. Members only. New York City lawyer explains why communism will destroy New York City. Oh my god. Oh my god. Nice. And then let's go with the final one. Asking New Yorkers if they will vote for a communist for mayor. Zohra Mamdani versus the entire world. I'm sorry, but these women really want to see Zohra Mamdani lead because they believe that Zohra Mamdani will be a good mayor. Do I believe in that? Well, we can't really say that until Mamdani is going to take office, which is going to happen in less than 48 hours by the time of recording. But what I'm going to focus upon is the latest video he posted. I investigated Minnesota's billion-dollar fraud scandal. Now, I will use ground news to figure out if all of this is true. You might be thinking, what's ground news? Ground news is an actual source where it takes up most of the news organizations and streamlines into three sectors: the left, the center, and the right, targeting three different ideologies. I will first target the left. It says, the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security are thoroughly investigating fraud in Minnesota's child care centers, revealing significant involvement of alleged Somali-run operations. That's true. The FBI and the Department of Homeland Security are looking upon that. Okay. A viral video by Nick Shirley concerning supposed fraud at these centers has caught attention, prompting increased federal scrutiny and claims of widespread wrongdoing. Do I believe that Nick Shirley is a truthful journalist? No. He's a person who just likes to use quote-unquote independent journalism as a tool to basically stoke up extremism. Do I support that? No. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has defended his administration's effort against fraud, asserting that he's requested more authority to enhance oversight and enforcement. Tim Walz is a good guy. He is a guy that you can have a good laugh with. However, if this is true, if Tim Walz is involved in this scheme, he should resign. I will support the left, but I will not support somebody within my political spectrum that does any wrongdoing with their citizens, which I believe is what Tim Walz is up to. But we'll wait and see. Moving to the center. The center is probably the most factual side of the three. Sorry. Got a bit of stuffy nose. But it says, on Sunday, FBI Director Kash Fraud-Tel announced the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or FBI, surged investigative resources and personnel to Minnesota amid an ongoing fraud investigation, calling it just the tip of a very large iceberg. This happened back in 2020 or 2021. I believe this stopped right around 2023 to 2024. And most of the daycare centers in Minnesota are no longer involved in any such fraudulent schemes, which is amazing. I said most. Some are doing the schemes, but most are not doing the schemes anymore. The Justice Department has for years been investigating social services fraud involving some members of Minnesota's Somali community, involving 2022 indictments in a $250 million scheme. So Nick Shirley posted a video where he stated that billions were taken out. It's $250 million. I don't think any more money was taken out. If there were more money taken out, why wasn't it present already? Exactly. Shirley's footage, which his channel says has 1.26 million followers, features an inactive Minneapolis site, Quality Luring Center. It's supposed to be learning, but it says luring, was shuttered, and the State Department of Human Services referred providers to law enforcement. Yes, the luring center, has since been shut down for over a year. This was even before Nick Shirley came to Minneapolis to figure out what's happening. But yeah, it's true that 77 people are involved in the fraud scheme. Actually, it's 78, 77 of whom are Somalis. Political pressure intensified as the Trump administration seized on the fraudulent scandal this month. Many defendants are Somali Americans, and some officials have called for Governor Tim Walz's resignation. My problem with this is Nick Shirley is using this as a political propaganda tool to make sure that Trump is more favorable among the public. Will I ever use journalism as a propaganda tool? No. I think Nick Shirley is trying to do that by instilling himself as the person who wants to instill the truth. I'm sorry, but Tyler Oliveira is better than you. I can put that bluntly. He is better than you. Now, let's take a look at the right. And this is where the right has a lot of coverage. The right has been doing a lot of coverage on this. It says the FBI has expanded its investigation into a large-scale fraud scheme in Minnesota that reportedly stole $250 million for children during the COVID-19 pandemic, according to FBI Director Kash Fraudtel. Yes, it wasn't a like $9 or $18 billion. It was $250 million. If Nick Shirley said $9 billion, this wouldn't even account for like 3% of the entire fraud scheme. So, yeah, Nick Shirley was already providing false information. A network of sham vendors and money laundering has been uncovered, resulting in multiple indictments related to the Feeding Our Future scheme. Yes, money laundering was present during this entire fraud probe, but I really don't understand how these vendors believe that doing actual fraud is going to help them. As in my religion, it's forbidden to do stuff like this. And yes, I'm Muslim. Some defendants attempted to bribe a juror with $120,000 in cash, leading to further legal actions. Okay, then provide the list and the names of the defendants, because they're over the age of 18 most likely. They're over the age of 18, so we should provide the names. The ongoing investigation may reveal more fraud, with claims the total losses could exceed $1 billion, as Fraudtel warned that this situation is just the quote-unquote tip of a very large iceberg. If this exceeds $1 billion, according to the right, then I do think that Nick Shirley may have some leverage. But I'm calling it a sham right now because there is no evidence of that right now. There's no evidence. There's no evidence of $1 billion has been stolen. And Fraudtel is kind of an idiot at the FBI. He'll always say, oh, we're doing our best to release the Epstein list. Okay, so then why the hell are we basically getting the files and then we can basically unredact the files via Adobe Acrobat? I don't know. But if you go to Tyler Oliveira's channel, whom I believe is a lot better than Nick Shirley. Why? Well, it's because Nick Shirley has been used as a propaganda tool. Tyler Oliveira is an actual independent journalist. Actual. Doesn't have the backing of many corporations, but is also not on TV a lot. So that keeps my mind up. Basically, yes, he has flashier thumbnails than Nick Shirley. I could relate that. That is true. Sometimes his videos do target the right side of the political spectrum. Do I really care about that? No. All videos should be respected and should target all spectrums. But he posted a video nearly 3 weeks ago talking about the Somali scam that was happening. The quote-unquote Somali scam that was happening. Do I believe that Somalis are responsible for the fraud scheme altogether? All of them? No. Some of them? Yes. And it's not just Somalis who were doing the fraud scheme. It was also the whites in Minnesota, but also African Americans and Hispanics in Minnesota were also involved in the fraud scheme. I cannot tell you how many there are because it has been it's been redacted for me to say. Can't tell you how many, but there are a larger scheme of what the scam has been doing. But yeah, Tyler Oliveira is a better journalist than Nick Shirley. If you want to get access to what is happening in Minnesota, check out Tyler Oliveira's video. It's only 28 minutes long. Nick Shirley's video is 43 minutes long. But what separates him from Nick Shirley is not just based on political ideologies and TV runtime and sponsors, but it's also his ability to basically mark down some stuff and mark up some stuff as important or not important. Inside India's Poop Throwing Festival, he got a lot of controversy regarding it. Because a lot of Indians don't do that anymore. It's widely been disbelieved. However, some of his videos, like I Expose Scammers in Barcelona, are really good. They're really good. I would encourage you to watch that. I Hunted Pickpockets in Venice is another good example of a video that you should watch. Yes, I only watched a little bit of it, but I plan to watch the rest of it later. But also, talking about the scammers in New York City, just like how Nick Shirley did it, this one is a lot better because it targets scammers, not the racial profile of scammers, like how Nick Shirley does. Nick Shirley would target just blacks and Hispanics. Tyler Oliveira saw more than that. He's targeted blacks, he targeted Hispanics, but he also targeted Asians who are also doing the scam, which is what I like. Target everybody, not just one or two races. And you got many more of these great videos that he's produced. But also he has more subscribers than Nick Shirley. So I trust him more based upon that. So yeah, that will be all for this video. I hope y'all like this video. I hope you share this video so more people can enjoy, and hope you'll subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Coco!